Hello and welcome to another episode of The Hub on Vital MX, your one-stop shop for motocross news from around the world. And this truly is a worldwide episode because the global motocross season is now well underway. Everywhere you look, there is racing. What a time to be alive. But let's start with the news that everyone has heard about. This will come as no surprise to anyone at this point, but Jett Lawrence is out of 2025 Monster Energy AMA Supercross with a torn ACL.
So I got the results today and ended up tearing my ACL. It is cooked, in other words.
Of course, when he dabbed the knee in Glendale, it didn't look good, but everyone remained optimistic after the race. But an MRI on Monday gave the news that no one wanted to hear. Now, Jett expects a 4-month recovery, so there is a chance that he could be back for the first round of Pro Motocross on May the 24th. We have seen riders like James Stewart or Ricky Carmichael do that in the past. However, Jett's long-term future is secure at Honda HRC Progressive, and is there really much to gain from him rushing back for round one? I would think not, especially now that he could miss the start of Pro Motocross and shift his focus to the SMX playoffs and winning that $1 million grand prize. So although it's possible for him to return for round one of Pro Motocross, I would almost be a little surprised to see him take that risk and rush for process. Of course, if it goes exceptionally well, then maybe he does that. Another rider who is at the tail end of their torn ACL experience is Christian Craig. Craig, who is a mentor for Hayden Deegan as well as a rider on Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing, tore his ACL in Las Vegas and initially touted Tampa, round 5, as the point that he would return to 450SX. Well, now, as the event is on the horizon, Craig has announced that he just isn't ready. He posted on social media saying, "I was originally hoping to be back by Tampa this weekend, but I do not want to go out there not feeling fully ready. So I'm going to give it a couple more weeks. I spent a lot of years rushing things and it never worked in my favour. I hope to be back behind the gate soon." From what I hear, Craig is now aiming for the final 5 or 6 rounds of Monster Energy AMA Supercross, so we may not see him for a little while, but when he does return, it will certainly be a fascinating story to follow. And in more injury news, Drew Adams has undergone surgery on a broken collarbone sustained in Glendale. Now, of course, a collarbone is not a serious injury, but it's unknown when he will return to pro racing, because if Time Masterpool is back on a bike and racing, that eliminates the seat for Drew Adams to take. So perhaps he will have to wait some time before he gets another stab at Monster Energy AMA Supercross. 250SX West is a thing of the past though for now, as we shift focus to the first round of 250SX East this weekend. It's going to be one heck of a class with Tom Vial, RJ Hampshire, Levi Kitchen, Max Anstey, Nate Thrasher, Cameron McAdoo, Seth Hammaker, Chance Hymas, to name but a few. Honestly, the list of potential winners goes on and on, but from what I know, Cameron McAdoo is banged up and not entering at 100%, so it's unknown how that will go. Chance Hymas only got back on a bike on Friday and will kind of be a game day decision. I expect him to race, but simply to salvage points and keep himself in the hunt for a championship. RJ Hampshire is supposedly not at 100% either. There were rumours that Pierce Brown had a crash last week, so a couple of the contenders are beaten up, but for the most part we should have everyone on the starting line. As far as I know, the riders who have had the most solid preparation are Max Anstey, Tom Vial and Austin Faulkner. There may actually be a little bit of Faulkner news coming as well. Good news, nothing bad, so watch that space. 450SX will face a new beginning this weekend as the title fight rages on without Jett Lawrence. Now, of course, Chase Sexton, Eli Tomac and Cooper Webb had proven that they could go toe-to-toe with Lawrence, so they were always going to be in the title window, but the chance at another crown is now exceptional, and for Eli and Cooper Webb, this is perhaps the best and final chance that they will get. Sexton, still in the early stages of his peak, is of course going to have many years to contend for titles, but Eli and Cooper will undoubtedly know the magnitude of the opportunity that lies in front of them. What is this championship fight going to come down to? Well, probably starts. If you look at Chase, Eli and Cooper's average starting position, it is, quite frankly, shocking. None of them have really started in the top 3 at all, aside from 1 or 2 times across 6 races. And that's what's kept Ken Roczen in the picture. His average starting position has been exceptionally better than his rivals. And if he can maintain that, it could go a long way. So place extra focus on the start this weekend. And place extra focus come Sunday on what's going on in Europe as the pre-season internationals will fire into life. We have the Hawkstone International, which will take place in the United Kingdom with Roman Fevre, Calvin Vlanderen, Rowan van der Moosdijk, Pauls Jonas, to name but a few. Maxime Renault will be there, Kai de Wolf will be there in the MX2 class. It's a fairly good lineup. And then in Italy, the first round of the Italian International Championship will take place at Mantova, and that's where Jeremy Sewer and Mattia Guadagnini will make their Ducati debuts. Lucas Coonan will also be there, his 450 debut. Tim Geiser will be on the line, and a good litmus test for those other riders as they face some uncertainty. Ben Watson will be there on the beta, Sasha Coonan in MX2, Andrea Adamo. Great racing. And as far as I know, the Italian Championship should be live. Hawkstone will not be. But if you want some outdoor action to watch this weekend, check on Sunday for that live stream. That's all we've got this week. As I said, the season now truly kicks off with a lot of European action to complement Monster Energy AMA Supercross. So stay tuned to the Hub each and every week as we will have a lot of information from different corners of the globe to feed to you, just so you can stay up to date. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.